My name is Joseph Koroma. Some people call me Dr. J, some people call me Dr. K. I usually say, all of the above is okay. I am acting Dean of Enrollment Services at Laney College, and it's a pleasure and privilege for me to stand up here today to welcome you to our annual graduation ceremony for our EOPS Care, Carl Works, and NextUp students. We do this program annually, just before the college graduation ceremony. And it's a time for us to recognize all the hard work, first of all, of our students, our staff, faculty, and administrators. So it's a wonderful celebration. And at this point, today when I was coming to the office, I was thinking about what is it that runs through all of us that allows us to be here today. And I'll give you a clue, and then mention to you what I was thinking about. What does this stand for? Okay, peace. All right, that's not what I was thinking about, but it is. What again? Any others? Victory. Victory. And then one more thing. Values. V is for values. And I think that's really, really important for our graduates, especially for the staff, for us to have certain accomplishments, to meet goals. Goals are usually the outcome, am I right? We achieve our goals. But it takes values, which is hard work, diligence, and you can name them. And I think our graduates here today, for you to be where you are, it took you commitment, but there are certain core values that you employed. As they say, you walk the talk for you to be here today. So welcome everyone, students, parents, staff, faculty, and administrators to our annual program. And I want to give you a brief background of the EOPS program. This program, which is the mother program of all of our programs, started in 1969 through SB 164. It came out of the civil rights movement of the 50s, but especially the 60s. The financial aid, my background is in financial aid, but all of those programs were designed to answer the call of the population for equity and equality. For those of you maybe who are familiar with international relations, maybe know about the former Prime Minister of Singapore, who is called Lee Kuan Yew. He passed away, late Lee Kuan Yew, who was Prime Minister of Singapore for over 30 years, and basically moved the country from a third world developing country to an advanced country. And Lee Kuan Yew had a famous statement and the values that he employed. And he believed that you have to equalize opportunities, not necessarily outcomes, but once you equalize opportunities, you get that outcome for a greater population. And that is what the EOPS stands for, Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. We basically try to equalize opportunities for all of our students, especially disadvantaged ones. After 1969 and 1981, the CARE program was started. In 1997, the Carl Works program was started. And in 2014, the NextUp program was started. And there are several names that folks will give these programs. But these are the 4 core programs that we have at Laney College. These are all statewide programs. But Laney College, we also employ them, and we work with other programs, the APAS, the financial aid, other learning communities across the campus to maximize our support on and beyond the regular support that we give to our students so they are successful. So it's a great program. So that's just an introduction. You'll probably be hearing from me as we go through this program today. But at this juncture, I would like to invite Emma and Brooklyn Band to sing us a song to get the program up and going on the groove.
Hi, my name is Emma. This is Brooklyn. We are from Laney's pop ensemble, Music 151. And we were asked to come sing a song today, so I hope you enjoy. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I found myself dreaming in silver and gold, like a scene from a movie that every broken heart knows. We were walking on moonlight till you pulled me close. Split second and you disappeared, and then I was all alone. Woke up in tears with you by my side, breath of relief, and I realized no, and I promise tomorrow. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye. Wherever we're standing, I won't take you for granted, 'cause we'll never know when we'll run out of time. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. In the blink of an eye, just a whisper of smoke, you could lose everything. The truth is you'll never know. So I'll kiss you longer, baby, any chance that I get. I'll make the most of the minutes in love with no regrets. Let's take our time, say what we want, use what we got before it's all gone. 'Cause no, and I promise tomorrow. So I'm gonna love you
lest I forget, our theme for this program is reflecting, refining, and advancing the EOPS culture. And this is not just a Lenny EOPS theme, this is a statewide theme for EOPS. And I know I went on that tangent about equalization of opportunity, but I think it's in line with that. But I have this honor and privilege to call on our Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Marlon Hall, who had about over 10 years ago had employed me as a financial aid director at another college district, and for the second time hired me again as interim dean.
First of all, graduates, congratulations. And as the old EOP&S motto says, you have gone above and beyond. So if you ever see me on campus, if I know who you are, you go above and beyond. This program goes above and beyond. So I just want you to celebrate today. Also, thank your family. They supported you. They saw you through this journey, and celebrate with them and thank them. Also, EOP&S and CalWorks, and next up, did I miss anyone? Staff, thank you for what you've done for our students. And as I said, more congratulations, continue to move forward. But also, as I said, thank everyone that supported you in this journey. Friends, family, significant others, thank them for supporting you. Also, I want you to thank the people who didn't think you could make it. And what I want you to do is call them up on the phone, say, I'm graduating, then hang the phone up. That's all you have to say. Nothing more needs to be said, okay? Because I had an uncle that told me that. He happened to die a year before I finished my first bachelor's degree. So I was going to call him Uncle Chick. I graduated, hang up the phone. That's all I need to say. So as I continue on and we celebrate, remember, you are the talented 10th. By the talented 10th, I mean you are the new leaders in our community by acquiring a college education. So it's up to you to lift us up to the next step, write books, and also participate directly in social change. You are our new leaders for the next generation. Even Gary is. So with education, as I've said previously, much is expected of you. So make sure you know who you are and what you represent. And as I told the African-American graduates last year at California State University, Fresno, when I was interim president at Fresno City College, never get caught with a drink in your hand when there's a camera around, because you never know where those pictures are going to end up. So remember that. And if you hear that again, you say, Dr. Hall told you that first. So congratulations, blessings to all of you, and go Eagles.
All right. When you are an MC, you have to have all these quotes, either before a speaker, after a speaker, and things like that. But I have one quote about education, and this is coming from Nelson Mandela, and most of you might be familiar with that. But in line with what Dr. Hall said, Dr. Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So remember that. It's very, very important that you've had great achievements. All right. Our next speaker is our esteemed president, Dr. Rudy Besikoff, president of Lenny College, who I think I'm in great company. I also had the opportunity to meet over 10 years ago before I came to Lenny College. So I kind of feel a little old, talking about 10 years here, 10 years there. But it's a privilege and honor to welcome Dr. Rudy Besikoff to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Congratulations to everybody. Give yourselves a hand. All right, I do have a little bit more good news for all of you. I am not going to sing today. Just thought whoever's clapping, keep it going. That's right. Okay, so we're probably going to get the blood going here a little bit. I'm going to ask a few people to stand, and the first ones that I'd like to have stand up and be recognized are the families and the friends of our graduates, including anybody who might be this tall. Stand up, come on, stand up and be recognized. All right, I see some future Laney College students as well. Excellent. That's great. So this is truly a happy day. I remember, actually, this is my second time here. My first time was 2019 for this very event, and as you know, the last couple of years, we haven't been able to come together like this. So it is truly a time of celebration to come together, to shake hands, to embrace, to say congratulations in person, and nothing is warmer than that. But in thinking about that, I've thought about all of your journeys, graduates, and I have to say this to you. You earned this, okay? Today is not a gift. You earned it. You did the work, you made the commitment, you made the sacrifice. For many of you, it wasn't just going to school, right? It was balancing family, work, life, a number of things. And to me, that makes you, especially coming out of a pandemic, especially coming through times when as a society, there's a lot of injustice going on, but we still rise above it. To me, that makes you the greatest of graduates. And that is so true. Now, you did earn this. You did get through this, but also this is a time to acknowledge those who supported you along the way. And I'd like to begin by kind of introducing and recognizing my all-star team, which is the executive cabinet at Laney College. First of all, could not be with us today because she's representing me at another event. Our Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Becky Upsada. She's the one that builds the schedule and does a lot of that work that you don't see. Also, someone who keeps our college in a state so we can offer opportunities to you and make sure that our books are straight and all the great work that you don't see or goes on. Dr. Dede Del Rosario, our Vice President of Administrative Services. Dr. Karoma, I thought I gave you $20 so I could go first because anytime I have to go after our Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Marlon Hall, he's a great speaker and a tough act to follow. But there are so many here who also maybe work behind the scenes, or if they're not doing that, they give you so much personal attention. And I want to start by recognizing the leadership, Dr. Joseph Karoma, your dean. Also, Mai Lee does an incredible job. Mai, where are you at? Okay, let's give her a hand. Now, I did see this gentleman in the back, Feke Lauti. Yeah, great job. Alejandra Lopez. Is she here? Okay. I did see Lynn Williams. Is Lynn here? There you are. There's Lynn Williams. All right. Now, this is someone who's not just visible, but always seems to be present. Cynthia Alvarado, where are you? Dingyao Huang? There we are, yep. Great, glad you're here. Vinay Tyson. Yeah, be recognized. Excellent. All right. Also, she's retired this year, but I do want to recognize Dr. Sandra McGee as well. And then also, within the Office of Enrollment Services supporting you and someone who's stepped in and done a great job this year, Pamela Crumpton. Pamela, where are you at? Now, for those of you along the way, I always remember my first day of college. They handed me a 400-page catalog and said, "This is your catalog. Get to know it." That was my orientation, right? But a lot of you have had some great counselors along the way to help you, and I know they're not all here today, but I want to recognize them. And if you are here, please stand and be recognized. Nina Trong. All right, Diebony. Where's Diebony at? There we go. And we've been doing something new at Laney College this year. We've done fall is free, spring is free. Did that work? Yeah. All right, okay, because we're doing fall is free again. But Diebony, as part of the SOAR program, was someone who provided some of that first leadership, because often it's not about following the path, but blazing your own trail. And Diebony, thank you for being a trailblazer this year. Maricela Zambrano. Is Maricela here? Appreciate her service. And then finally, Carolyn Cornelius. Yeah, a lot of great people. Now, you know, what's amazing about these programs is that a lot of your fellow students also pitch in and help out and serve. And I want to recognize those that are graduating today and say thank you. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to start with Connie Chen. Is Connie here? There we go. Yeah. Yoon Gao. Is Yoon here? No? Okay. Zhao Wei Huang. There you go. Thank you, sir. Mohammed Nasimi. There we go. Is Ruth here? Where's Ruth? No? Okay. Let's see. How about Ben Kui? Excellent. Okay. And Kevin Nguyen. Is Kevin here? All right. Well, appreciating all of them supporting EOPS. And for CalWorks, how about Penpa Negi? There you are. You know what? You're one of those people who helps Laney College because you're not just visible, you're present, and I really thank you. Yeah, how about Joy? Is Joy Perrin here? There we go. Another one who's present and not just visible. And then, of course, Sabrina. Is Sabrina here? I want to appreciate her. So, all right. We also have a number of great Laney employees here. You know, I see often the person that runs the president's office and keeps the president standing. Arlene Lontock is here. Also, I think the vice president of student services would say the same thing about Hope Lane, president of our classified senate. I know we have, in addition to the all-star dean, we also have our all-star dean of student educational success, Gary Albury. And I don't want to miss anybody. Any other Laney folks that are in the house, please stand and be recognized. Oh, I see Pac. Pac Ho is here. Also, there we go. Laura Ramos, Transfer Center. Yep. All right. You know what? Really, we're all extensions of each other, and we have a great team here, and that's something that's so true. I want to thank and appreciate our Music 151 performers, and also Professor Victor Su. I don't see him with us, but he's been amazing, and this year earned the status of tenure, and I think that's something that's great. Also, we've got some amazing speakers that will come after me, and want to appreciate our colleague now at College of Alameda, Dr. Mildred Lewis. Yeah. So, okay, now I guess I'm going to go ahead and just give you a few thoughts as we move forward. So, you may not know it to look at me, but I used to be a long-distance runner. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. I even did a couple marathons. I almost got to close to 3 hours on one of them. It was a great experience. But I remember one year in high school, it seemed like every race I ran was a bad race. I had a sprained ankle, you know, maybe didn't sleep enough, something kept happening over and over, and I felt like I was in the midst of the biggest streak of bad luck ever. And my coach said something to me, and it was incredible. He said to me, Rudy, without the storms, you cannot have rainbows. And you know, I always thought about that, and it always taught me something that I always tell graduates. Life's not always easy. You go through life, you stumble, you fall, you get up, you stumble again. Things happen, challenges happen. But you know what? They make you stronger. They do. And there'll be times when you go through life and it seems like you're climbing this terrible hill and you don't know where you're going. But then you get to a point and you look and you see, wow, I just got to the top of the mountain. So often in life that happens. So as you go through your challenges in life, know that at Laney College, you have overcome so many challenges, right? Yeah, can you think of one right now? Yeah, you have so many mountains you've already climbed. Some you don't even know you climbed. Celebrate those. Celebrate those. It's not your final destination. It's still a journey, but always enjoy the journey. That's always important. Also, you are Laney College graduates. You are still part of the Laney College community. Keep in touch with us. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know the great things you continue to do. We want to know your stories, okay? If you ever listen to our board meetings and my long board reports where everybody falls asleep, the only time they don't fall asleep is when I talk about your success, okay? Yeah, it's true. It's hopefully not the falling asleep part, but the other part's true. And then the other thing I can tell you is this. You are part of a community. And as you are part of a community and a graduate, you are now an educational leader also. Pay your success forward. Okay? Maybe you've just finished your sophomore year. There are freshmen behind you. There are people coming up. They need you. They need your mentorship. They need your inspiration. They need your stories. They need you to tell them that, yeah, you're climbing a tough mountain, but you're going to get to the top. Okay? So as I always like to say, pay your success forward. Keep in touch with your fellow students that haven't graduated yet. And that will be one of the greatest accomplishments of your life and something that will always make you feel good. I promise you that. So on this day of celebrations, I want to say this with my utmost feelings. Congratulations, graduates of Laney College.
At this moment, I want to introduce to you our keynote speaker. And our keynote speaker, I don't know if I can do an introduction. I don't think she's a stranger to any of you here. She has been part of this program for about 2 decades. For about 12 years, she served as coordinator of the CARE program. For about 10 years, she was dean, basically standing in this position where I am. I usually tell her that it's an impossible job trying to fill in the shoes of a dean who's been over the program for over 10 years. But I'm trying my best. I'm giving it my best shot. But without much ado, it's a great opportunity to introduce to you Dr. Mildred Lewis, Vice President of Student Services at College of Alameda, who also hired me in this role, but several years ago, about 8 years ago, as a supervisor for financial aid, to give you our keynote speech today and motivate you as you take your next steps in your academic or professional journey. Dr. Mildred Lewis. Yeah.
You're going to get a little bit of music first. About 2 days ago, I woke up and I heard the song, so just a little bit. Thank you. So before I get started with that, I want to say greetings to Laney administration, acknowledge Dr. Rudy Besikoff, Dr. Hall, Dr. Deddy. I see back there Gary Alberry, Dean Gary Alberry, and Dr. Karoma. EOPS staff, faculty, and most especially our graduating students and their families. It's a great honor to be here with you today. And like the Sam Cooke song says, a change is gonna come. And might I say, the change has already arrived through you and because of you. One of my favorite spiritual teachers is Buddha. And Buddha taught us, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts and made up of our thoughts. If a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, suffering follows him, as the will follows the hoof of the beast that draws the wagon. And likewise, if a man speaks or acts with a good thought, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves. Success follows you today, because even though a global pandemic, struggle, uncertainty, fatigue, caring for children, and parents, you thought, even in your subliminal mind, that you could achieve, graduate, transfer to a four-year university. You thought that you could be an accountant, a counselor, a medical professional, a teacher, a lawyer, an entrepreneur, and many other professions that exist and the ones that you will create as well. So I also want to, as I look around this room, I came in, let me acknowledge this is a beautiful room, and oh my God, we have an elder in the room. Lynn, your mom, hi. We have elders and great people amongst us. When I came into the room, it's so beautiful. I see a multicultural and rich tradition. One of the things I say about Laney is that it's the United Nations. All you have to do is look in the mirror and look to your left and right, and you see people from around the world. You see many different languages, and that's what makes Laney so beautiful. It's actually one of my favorite parts of Laney College. And you know, I mentioned the pieces what you struggled through, but let's just be honest. Taking care of children and getting good grades while in Zoom, because some of you had to do that. You had to drop out of your classes, some of you during the pandemic, and then restart. So this day is special because we have people amongst us who did that. We have students in this space who I know have degrees from their countries, and they had to come here and start again. So to be educated and to be refined and to have to go to another country and start over is huge. So a great deal of respect and appreciation for you. If you are ESOL and you had to learn English, that is tremendous. To have to learn English and come to this country and do your studies, it's powerful. And if you didn't have to learn English, but your parents only spoke their native language, having to grow up and translate for those parents and do business and conduct business for them is also very challenging. If you are former foster youth, and so you didn't have the stability of having even a one-parent home, to be here today is a great achievement. So I want to acknowledge all of you for that, because this day didn't come easy. Even when you knew you could, it didn't come easy because you had to go through challenge, but let me tell you, that challenge is what makes you perfect. That challenge is what allows you to be an incredible leader. So, the truth. I said what I wrote. Okay. And all of you are first-generational college students, standing on the shoulders of your parents, your grandparents, and many others before you to live and accomplish generational dreams. Your whole life, your thoughts have created your narrative, your story. There's a saying in narrative, but I'm sorry that I can't cite the person. It says, behold the story of your life. And your story is about your life experience and how you make meaning from those experiences. So I'm going to give you some examples. Have you ever been in love before? You know, especially if you're a little bit older. Have you ever been in love and you experienced disappointment and you thought, oh my God, at that moment that you were in love and it wasn't working out, you thought, oh my God, I can't live without this person, or your heart was broken, but you grew. Maybe 5 years later or 10 years later, you thought, oh my God, I'm glad that didn't work out. We've all had those moments. But in the moment of that experience, you thought, oh my goodness. And the reason why that's important is because how we experience that and how we grow from that changes how we see the rest of the world. So if you have an experience and it's not good, and you don't do your reflective work and grow, then every other experience that you have, you go back to that meaning 10 years ago. If you had a teacher and her name was Miss Pringle, I'm just making that up, and Miss Pringle was difficult, and she didn't invest in you. When you were in class, you didn't get eye contact, and she didn't tell you you were brilliant even though you were. Then every time you see someone like Miss Pringle, you think that that's that same person from 20 years ago, but it's not necessarily. So as we continue to heal and do our work, we make new meaning from experiences, and that's so important. I'm giving you gold right now. I'm giving you a gift. Because in order to grow and be more dynamic and be who God created you to be, you have to be able to look at your life experiences and see them through another lens and see the beauty in challenges that you might have experienced. And if you had experiences that were beautiful, that's good, because you can build on those and you can keep making meaning from beautiful experiences too. Fundamentally, how we make meaning is the stories we continue to tell ourselves about our lives and our life's potential. It is the creation through our own thought pattern. And in this graduation season that there's an incredible opportunity. And I want to tell you a little bit about those opportunities related to your life's potential. There's a Jewish brother, his name is Ira Progroff, and he wrote a book at a journal workshop. And in that book, he tells an incredible story. It's about on page 157 as you get through it. So you got to read a bunch of pages to get to this story. And in this piece, he talks about our life potential. The unlived potentials of our life is reminiscent of an event that took place in the 19th century when an ancient Egyptian tomb was opened. In that tomb, a portion of a tree was found, and embedded in the wood was a seed. The scientists involved in the expedition planted the seed out of curiosity, merely to see if anything would happen. And guess what happened? Behold, they planted the seed and the seed grew. It was nearly 3,000 years later, but the seed grew. It had missed its chance to grow in ancient Egypt, but its strength of life had remained intact, dormant and waiting for the next opportunity. So here you go. The parallel is clear between the Egyptian seed and our lives. Those capacities that have remained unlived, on the roads not taken in our lives, there is always potential in our lives to try again. So you've come this far, but along that path, there's things that you had to say no to get to this day today, to graduation day. And I think you guys graduate on Saturday, May 27th, right? The 26th. Okay. Same day as where I'm at. Okay. You had to say no to many opportunities to get there. So those seeds that you haven't planted yet, they're waiting for you to plant. And if you plant them, they will grow. And if you've planted it before and it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, that's okay. You have another opportunity because it's called life potential. Take your seed, plant it, and it will grow. And this is why the piece on how you see the world and how you make meaning is so important, is because if you've had an experience and it failed before, or you weren't invested in, or you weren't properly loved, if you hold that experience and you make meaning from that negative experience, then that seed you plant is going to produce the same thing because you haven't shifted yet. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I trust you have. There have been incredible shifts this year. They're happening, and those shifts are full of positive opportunity, abundance, health, wealth, joy, and a great deal of laughter. As those shifts come, make sure that you are aligned with how you're seeing the world and how you are creating meaning from your experiences, so you can take your seeds and plant it and get some rich, good fruit and outcomes. And even if you don't remember my name and you see me on the street somewhere here in the Bay Area, What I'm hoping you will say to me is, hey lady, I remember what you said about the shifts that are happening. So I graduated. Before I graduated, all these other good things were happening to me because I think they started happening around February. So in January, you're still bringing energy from the past year. You don't really begin to start seeing change until February, March. And in some cultures, the new year doesn't really begin until April, okay? So if you've seen some good things happening and they haven't happened fast enough, they're speeding up now, okay? And you see me on the street and you said, not only did I graduate and some good things happen, expect more by year's end. You should, because I expect it for you. And so what I want to say to you in closing, I wish you and your family every blessing this life has to offer as you continue to dream, flourish, and succeed. Be blessed and have a beautiful year, and congratulations.
Dream, flourish, and succeed. I want to follow that up with a quote from a very famous American poet, Henry Longfellow. Most of us won't remember him, that's like over 100 years ago. But he said, the heights by which a great man reached and kept was not attained by sudden flight, but they, whilst their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night. So basically the heights that every one of you here have achieved was not sudden. You've worked hard, you've studied, you've put in the time and hours, you've paid for your books, and it's going to serve you, very well. So thank you very much, Dr. Lewis, for the wonderful keynote speech. All right. So moving along with the program, we have some honored speakers. We like to follow, after our keynote speech, we like to have our quote-unquote model students. We get students from one or two of our programs to come in and give us, make a statement about the experiences here. And I would like to call Diebony to introduce our first honored speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Diebony Nuruddin, part-time counselor here in EOPS and also the SOAR program. I have the honor of introducing our guest speaker. This young man is a hard worker, very diligent, and has come a long way. And I'll bring him right on up. His name is Mohammed Idris Nassimi.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Idris Nassimi and I'm a student at EOPS at Laney College, and I'm originally from Afghanistan. So today I want to share my experience as a EOPS and Laney College student and part-time worker for EOPS. So the EOPS journey for me was the great opportunity in my life, and it helped me to be successful. And when I attend the community college, so EOPS is the program that provides essential support, resources, and opportunities to students who may face significant barriers to higher education while they attend community college. And this great program helped me to become a successful student in college by providing me counseling and letting me to work for them as a part-time student worker. Also, I am a full-time student and the oldest son in my family who has all responsibilities, and EOPS community helped me to feel being in a community full of love, support, success, and etc., who really helped me. This program was in my life in my side as a secret code and superhero which unlocks the different opportunity doors for me to be successful and finish 2 years of my college successfully. So in conclusion, by joining EOPS community, all the students can benefit from the financial, academic, and personal support that will help them overcome barriers and thrive in college. The program is designed to empower you, increase your chances of success, and provide you with the resources and guidance necessary to achieve your education goals. And also, I want to appreciate everyone who helped me during my journey at Laney College and EOPS program, especially my counselors, my colleagues, and my family. Especially, I want to appreciate my counselor, Deibuni, who really helped me a lot and make for me a really great education plan that helps me to finish my 2 years of college successfully and receive good grades. Also, I want to appreciate my supervisor who I worked with, Bene Tyson. She is really kind, beautiful, and helped me. Thank you everyone for listening, and congratulations all EOPS students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. All right, our next honored student speaker will be introduced by Feke Lote, and the student is an EOPS Next Up student. Feke.
Thank you, Dr. J. The person who's supposed to be introducing the student speaker is not here today, Ms. Carolyn Cornelius. She is the adjunct academic counselor for the Next Up program. Next Up is a supplemental program to EOPS that is specifically designed to serve current and former foster youth. Ms. Carolyn put together a piece that I want to share. This is what she wrote. I am honored to introduce Jordan Harris. When I first asked her to consider being our student speaker at the awards luncheon, without a moment's hesitation, she eagerly and enthusiastically accepted the invitation. What I most admire about Jordan is that she embraces life and has a strong drive for continuous improvement. She has experienced and overcome numerous obstacles that have made her a wiser and more resilient person. Since joining the Next Up team in the fall of 2019, I have witnessed Jordan's personal, professional, and academic growth. Jordan continuously searches for ways to improve and recovers promptly from unfortunate circumstances. Congratulations and much future success to Jordan and to all of the esteemed graduates. Thank you. Ms. Jordan Harris. Come on, y'all, clap it up for Jordan Harris.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for you all to being here as well. And want to say thank you to Feke and Miss Caroline. When I transferred to Laney, I had no idea what I wanted my career to be or how to even navigate college. But when I learned about the EOPS/Next Up program and how it could support me during my academic career, and by being a first-generation college student, I had came a long ways. But with the help and the support I received by EOPS, having academic counseling helped me by getting books and supplies and receiving other services that the EOPS program taught, and showed me that I will carry on throughout my life of college and my future. And I'm thrilled to be able to be part of the EOPS program and to be able to obtain support from them. And I personally want to thank Ms. Caroline, because since 2019, she helped me a lot. I didn't really know anything, but we went through like ups and downs. I was working 2 or 3 jobs, going to school full time, so I was doing a lot. And I also want to thank Feke too, because he always been there on my side. Still to this day, if I need anything, they are very supportive. But I do want to congratulate the class of 2023 And I hope you guys continue to thrive in your future. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce, call on Cynthia to introduce our next honored student speaker, Cynthia Alvarado.
So the student that I'm going to call next is the embodiment of what it means to be a student parent and a CalWORks student. She will stay up at night with her kids, 2 a.m., study for exams, take a final, and still show up to work on time and through the whole day. So you will see her on campus 8 a.m. till 7 p.m., 8 p.m. for her evening classes. She's worked with the VPSS. She's in CalWORks. She's just amazing. I can't say enough about her. So Joy Perrin, please join us.
Greetings, class of 2023. We made it. Can I get a woo woo? My name is Joy Perrin, and I've been a student athlete since 2019. I'm a single parent of 2 beautiful children. I am very blessed to be a part of many programs at Laney. That's including the EOPS, CalWORks, SAS, and athletic program. Throughout my time here, there's been moments where I thought I had put too much on my plate, that I was going to give up a lot through 2020 and everything. Now I'm standing here to say I would not be the graduate that I am without all these programs. Back in 2018 is when I started, and I was didn't have no knowledge of the programs yet, just getting into the college. And then Cynthia had found me, and I joined the program, got on work study, and it made a big difference in my life, in classes, and just counseling and everything. I was also given the opportunity to do work study, and I learned a lot. Being in the EOPS office, I got to learn things of that program too, and CARE with Miss Lynn. All the workshops that all the programs gave us, and benefits and resources were just amazing. The motivation that they gave me to keep going. I would come in the office, Cynthia, Feke, and Miss Benet were there all the time, just encouraged me and kept, Joy, how's it going? I'm making it. And now I'm finally here to say I made it. In closing, I sincerely congratulate everyone for achieving all their goals at Laney. Congratulations on pushing and continuing to push to overcome all your obstacles. We are now at the time when everything will change again. New faces, new careers, new schools, and new goals will be set to take in this next season of our lives. Whatever your season may mean to you, I hope you achieve it and give it your all and persevere. Thank you.
We're going to shift a little bit now to recognizing and honoring all of our students graduates. All right, so you can go ahead.
Hello, my name is Jordan Harris. I am graduated with Associate for Social Science and also Associates in Real Estate as well, and a Certificate of Achievement.
Hello everyone, my name is Ariana Moore, and the certificate I'm receiving today is for culinary arts.
Hello everyone, my name is Sherry S.E. The certificate I am receiving is for cosmetology.
And if you can walk across the stage, that would be great.
Hi, Jen, and my major is social science. Hey, it's Joy. I'm graduating Associates in Science.
Hi everyone, my name is Pem Panigi. I have a major in sociology. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lakro. My major is culinary art.
Hello everyone, my name is Miao Shen. My major is language arts and social science. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Idris Nasimi, and I'm graduating for mathematics and software engineering.
getting an AA degree in language arts. My name is Angela, and I'm getting my major in language arts.
My name is Joey Fab, and I'm majoring in social science and advanced carpentry.
Hello, my name is Maharat. My major is biomanufacturing.
Hey, my name is Minia Waski. I'm graduating science.
Hello, my name is Maria, and I'm getting my associate degree in Spanish.
Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Bill. My majors are business administration, marketing and sales with a certificate of business administration.
Hello everyone, my name is Tu Tran. My major is business administration and bioscience manufacturing products.
Hi everyone, my name is Joey Wang. My major is computer science.